In the Bay of Bengal sits a patch of land completely cut off from the 21st century. It's an isolated fortress, defined by a coastline where the inhabitants have spent millennia rejecting the globalized world operating just beyond their forests. In November 2018, a 26-year-old American named John Allen Chau crossed the strict reinforced legal boundary surrounding this island. He hired local fishermen to bring him as close as possible, then paddled the rest of the way alone to reach the shore. He never returned. The next day, the fishermen watched from a distance as the island's inhabitants buried his body on the beach. He had been killed almost immediately upon arrival. To the modern world, this looked like a tragic, unprovoked killing, but this specific tribe has survived on this exact island for tens of thousands of years. We have to ask why a group with that level of survival expertise reacts to a single missionary with immediate lethal force. Roughly 100 uncontacted tribes are estimated to exist globally. Most are concentrated within the winding river systems of the Amazon and the dense highlands of Papua New Guinea. When anthropologists label these tribes as uncontacted, they mean a complete separation from modern infrastructure. These groups live without digital networks, industrial medicine, or the need to participate in the global network outside their forests. This isolation isn't a geographical accident. Across every continent where these groups remain, total separation has proven to be an intentional, effective survival strategy. The primary threat we pose to isolated groups is biological. What we consider basic elements of modern life act as a literal poison to them. Because they have been separated from the global gene pool for millennia, they possess zero natural immunity to our everyday pathogens. A pathogen that gives us a mild inconvenience, like a common cold virus, can trigger a catastrophic outbreak that wipes out an entire tribe in a matter of weeks. This chart illustrates the demographic shift of Native Americans in the 1500s, following the arrival of European settlers. Within a few generations of first contact, the indigenous population collapsed by 90%, driven almost entirely by introduced diseases. Through the lens of biology, the lethal force used by the Sentinelese takes on a different meaning. Their arrows function as a macro-level immune response, an instinctive barrier against foreign pathogens that would otherwise cause a total population collapse. That hostility is also rooted in a specific documented trauma. In the 1880s, British colonial officers established a presence in the Andaman Islands, looking to survey the local populations. An officer named Maurice Vidal Portman led an armed expedition onto North Sentinel Island. They captured an elderly Sentinelese couple and several children, taking them back to the British hub at Port Blair. The results were immediate. The elders contracted modern illnesses and died rapidly. The British then sent the infected children back to the island with a few gifts. That single event embedded a generational memory. Outsiders arrive, kidnap your people, and bring death. To understand exactly what the Sentinelese avoided, we only have to look at their neighbors, the Great Andamanese. This data visualizes their original population of 8,000 individuals before sustained contact with the British. Over the following decades of exposure to outside settlements and foreign diseases, that number plummeted to exactly 19 survivors. The violent rejection of outsiders by uncontacted tribes is backed by a brutal historical record. Their collective memory and their DNA carry the evidence that allowing modern civilization across their borders leads directly to extinction. Today, that threat often takes the form of industry. Deep in the Amazon, encroaching loggers are steadily clearing the forests, violently pushing isolated groups out of the only environments they have ever known. When one of these tribes is wiped out or assimilated, we trigger language death. These groups speak completely undocumented languages. Losing them means permanently erasing unique ways of interpreting the natural world that have evolved over thousands of years. They hold vast ecological data. For instance, the Matses tribe on the Peru-Brazil border utilize a secretion called combo, harvested from the giant monkey frog. Modern Western medicine is only just beginning to study these exact compounds in laboratories for their complex antibiotic and pain-killing properties. Or consider the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, which decimated coastlines and killed hundreds of thousands of people equipped with modern warning systems. Afterward, aerial surveys revealed the Sentinelese had completely survived. By reading subtle shifts in the wind and animal behavior, they anticipated the disaster and moved to high ground before the wave hit. Forcing our modern infrastructure onto these groups does not rescue them. It actively destroys highly specialized human knowledge and survival skills that our industrialized world discarded centuries ago. The most revealing piece of evidence regarding the Sentinelese happened in 1991, when an Indian anthropologist named Triloknath Pandit led an expedition to the island's edge. The team stayed in the water and offered gifts of coconuts and metal. For the first and only time on record, the Sentinelese waded into the water, accepted the items without firing a single arrow, and then peacefully retreated back into the tree line. This brief interaction reveals a people fully aware of the outside world. They observe planes, helicopters, and boats constantly, but they choose to enforce a boundary that keeps that world at a distance. This brings us back to the shoreline in 2018. When John Allen Chau stepped onto the beach, he breached a biological and historical barrier that the tribe has spent generations fortifying. The tribe's response was the action of a sovereign people neutralizing a severe, well-documented threat to their continued existence. If we truly value human rights and cultural preservation, the most civilized choice we can make is to honor their boundary, step back, and leave them alone.